I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Inclusive, eu coloquei um filtro de ruído no microfone que acho que tá uma bosta. Pera aí. Deve estar uma barulheira agora, na verdade. Deixa eu. O que é melhor, será? Deixa eu ver como é que tá. Ah, eu vou pegar o travo aqui também, peraí. Vai fazer? Ah, é. Está rolando. Está rolando. Nossa, puta que pariu, tá horrível assim, corrida. Puta que pariu, tá horrível assim. Aí, agora tá melhor. Aí, agora tá melhor. Nossa, caralho, que diferença. Nossa, que diferença. Foda. É isso aí. Vou pôr o microfone mais pra frente também. Eu não tô usando o mouse, né? Mouse e teclado. Posso fazer o seguinte. Pronto. Queria deixar aberto aqui também. Como é que chama aquele negócio? Estatística. Oxi. Cara, pior que tava bom o negócio aqui, né? Mas... Aqui. Enfim, foda-se.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up. You can get to the back lot through that door and down the corridor, Mr. Wake.
Thanks.
Hey! Hey! I need more light in here. God. Hey! Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then. I told him, oh yeah, well, I don't hear you. Where on your feet?
Testando o som, testando. Testando o som, testando. Ah, agora tá bom.
Stick by what I'm fixing what I'm saying. I don't think your number is the same as my number. We got different. I know it's not the same as my number. I know my number. That's not it. How many people you think ever seen a shit cop? 'Cause I've seen it. I've seen it twice. Once it was mine and once it was somebody else.
Pronto. Bugando no Zap Zap, no Instagram.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car. The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife? Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers. A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Marvelous,
Very
sir.
bien.
I
Mi ci dovevano
settle
pettato.
all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
We still need to talk about...
Under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges.
Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told
Hoje
Barry
quase.
everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
Especial de inscrito vai ser
Jeez,
8 horas de
takes a
dressing
swing
press.
at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very
I'd come here to
nice
rent a
girl
cabin
and,
where I could wait till
more
midnight.
importantly, a fan.
Esse meu monitor tá muito escuro, peraí.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Memleketleri.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Vou voltar até um diálogo. Será que ele realmente trancou a porta?
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Toda vez eu assustava quando chegava nessa parte, assim, que o cara passa. Só que eu fico muito triste que o jogo não faz isso de novo. Tipo, eu acho que é só aqui mesmo que acontece isso. O cara passa na janela. Acho que é aqui também, quer ver? Não lembro desse negócio não, desse rajadão. Vai. Aqui tem uns corvos. Aqui tem outro susto também. É a televisãozinha.
Crime and punishment.
White Springs, seu nome.
The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Jogar o 1, depois jogar o 2. Deixa a história do 1 mais fácil de entender. Tipo, nessa página, ele escreve que eles tinham, tipo, a Rose, por exemplo, ela gostava do Rush, só que ela, tipo, não vai ficar com ele porque ela precisa ser, tipo, muito fã do Alan pra conseguir ajudar ele no que ele tá querendo fazer. Maluquice. Olhando agora, na verdade, parece óbvio. Eu sou muito tapado.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Credo.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! Oh God! I'm coming! Please!
Calma, primeiro eu preciso pegar essa página.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Hello? Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me.
Credo, a perna dele ficou horrorosa.
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy. The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on. At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
I just need about 2 presences.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Don't feed the animals.
Fishing!
It's only for those prisoners
Who purchase a park
fishing.
license! Obey!
The park ranger's instructions.
At all times! Rusty? Rusty, no! Never! Two bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer than 25 Pets must be leashed!
Yeah, all times.
Never leave your cat unattended! It is
Against the law.
to remove any
And you'll
Caralho, meu filho, para. Nossa, a trilha sonora tá esquisita pra caralho. Vamos ver aqui.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would. Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Se Alan Wake fosse um jogo de terror, velho, ia ser muito bom. Ele tem tudo pra ser um jogo de terror e ele não é, é impressionante. Ai, buceta, que susto. Enche o saco, por favor. Ai, caralho. Tem algum lugar por aqui que tem uma página. Eu tô confundindo.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Tem um lugar aqui também que tem um puta susto. Só que eu não tô conseguindo chegar lá. Oh caralho, desviei na hora errada. Puta que pariu. Ah, você tá. Desvia. Nossa, que galera, velho. Eu queria achar o lugar, mas eu acho que nem é aqui, na verdade. Cacete. Ai, caralho, que susto.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Nossa, eu gastei... Nossa, olha aqui, galera, velho. Eu gastei o sinalizador. Nossa. Caralho, porra. Ah, fodeu. Beleza. Já dá pra passar correndo. Ai, porra. Ah, fodeu, vamos estourar. Corre, 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 corre. Nossa, eu morri em cima do trem, velho. Vou correr mesmo, vou ficar... Vou sofrer com isso aqui, não. Nossa senhora. Tem sinalizador aqui? Tem não, se tivesse eu já tinha pegado também. Se eu cair aqui eu morro? Ah, nem dá pra ir. Melhor tentar correr mesmo. Será que os caras caem aqui do mapa? Acho que não, né? Esse já... Ah, já morri. Ô, caralho. Ah, fodeu. Nossa, cara, essa porra desse homem asmático também. Puta que pariu. Ah, muito obrigado, mapa, por me prender aqui. Aí reto, que eu acho que é melhor. Ai. Nossa, velho, que caralho. Não adianta, eles andam muito mais rápido que eu. Eu consigo correr por, tipo, 3 segundos no máximo. Ai, foda-se, pula essa merda. Que susto. A geometria esquisita desse mapa. Calor, carai. Agora vai. Morre. Nossa senhora, velho. Eu espero que a pessoa que fez foi o designer de gameplay nunca tenha design de combate, né? Nunca mais tenha conseguido emprego. Nossa, vai tomar no cu, mano. Ó. Eu adoro essa gameplay, eu acho ela muito boa. Tipo, gameplay não, mas... Nossa senhora. Ah, vai. Vai ser na sorte agora, foda-se. Vou correr reto e tentar desviando. Não sei, mano, o que que daria pra mudar, sabe? Talvez menos inimigos. Já... estaria bom, sabe? Pô, enche o saco. Ali. Ótimo, fiquei preso na porta. O que mais? Não sei, o design é uma bosta. O level design. Quer ver? Pior que se eu tivesse... Eu só precisava de um sinalizador, velho. Aí, caralho, agora corre. Ai, caralho, não acredito que vai dar certo. Ai, só errei essa última. Nossa, graças a Deus. Puta que pariu. Era só ter paciência também, não saber acertar esse aqui, mas tudo bem. Acho que é aqui que tem um susto, quer ver? É, aqui mesmo. Primeiro eu vou pegar essa coisa inútil. Porque eu achei que ia ter uma página aqui. Uhul, que legal. E aí você vira, ó. E tem os bichos aqui. Até assustei de novo. Ah, mas agora eu tomei no meu cu também, né, velho? Se eu morrer aqui, eu vou estar pedindo. Vai, vai, vai. Nossa, quase que eu morri aqui. É... Aí, velho, eu podia fazer mais disso. Eu acho que esse é momentos de terror legais. Só que os bichos, tipo assim...
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Tá, agora eu quero tentar entender como é que o Nightingale encaixa na história. Porque... A história do Alan, no caso. Gazebo, o que é gazebo mesmo? Gazebo, gazebo, onde que eu já ouvi isso? Gazebo. Perigo.
We gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up.
Peraí, eu quero ver se tem coisa aqui pra cima. Ai, que susto! Ah! Tá bom, não quero ver mais não. Ah é, tem o flare, esqueci. Como é que usa flare mesmo? Nossa, velho, pior atirador de todos. Nossa, você poderia acertar um tiro, por favor? Ai. Nossa, não vai ter nenhuma pagininha aqui.
Flowers Peak, right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it. A little longer and scare them off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us. Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it. Wait, where'd that one go? Better get ready. They'll be on us soon. This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
Ah, tem uma garrafa de café aí.
Get with the program, Wake.
Ai, puta que pariu. Vai, meu filho. Oh, meu Deus. Mas quem foi que colocou essa porra aqui, velho? Sai da frente, meu filho. Nossa senhora. Olha que beleza. Aí, gente. Olha que legal, acabou o trem. Meu Deus, cara, só acerta o tiro. Puta que pariu. Nossa. Nossa, que burrice artificial, velho. Vai se foder.
There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Ai, meu filho, atira. Nossa, Sarol. Puta que pariu, viu? Cara, acerta um tiro, por favor. Isso, finalmente. Imagina eu caio aqui, aí eu fico muito puto. Ah, não tem, eu vou te pegar, negócio.
Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry. No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and on more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now. I wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power, but I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
É muito grande, deixa eu saber. Eu achava que o combate trigava por causa de você ficar muito tempo parado. Eu acho que é por colisão mesmo, por tipo áreas específicas. Já me perdi aqui também, inclusive. Ai, que susto, porra. Que é isso, gente? Eita. Ignorância, credo. Ah, velho. Agora chega, né? Olha aí, velho. Não dá pra ver direito a porra do negócio. Ah, morri aí, tá vendo? Essa merda. Vai pra cá mesmo, então. Aí, velho, nem dá pra... Ah, vai se fuder. Nossa senhora. Ai, eu odeio jogar esse jogo, velho. Puta que pariu. Aquela casinha ali, hein? Não, meu filho. Ó, tem uma página aqui.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go without argument, because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
Oh, meu Deus, cadê o negócio? Cadê aqui? Pra onde que eu tenho que ir agora, hein? Nossa senhora, que tanto de gente. Ah, mas pra onde que eu tenho que ir, velho? Pra cá. Agora sim. Ai, porra. Ah, velho. Mano, esse jogo é inacreditável, olha isso. Puta que pariu. E cadê o safe haven? Tá, eu perdi um trem lá pra trás, porque eu tive que correr dessa porra. Nossa, que inferno. Ah, eu tinha flare. Nossa. Pensei nisso também. Ah, eu tenho flare. Esqueci. De novo. Ah, nem precisa. Não precisa. Agora dá pra voltar, eu acho. Yes. Agora sim.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Caralho, que porra é esse avião, velho? Eu nunca tinha visto isso. Como assim, mano? Que doido. Nem lembrava desse avião. Acho que eu nunca tinha vindo aqui, na verdade. Não dá pra subir aqui, né, velho? Que bosta. Precisava ir lá. Essa geometria esquisita desse jogo deixa eu subir lá. É, eu acho que tudo na verdade é feito pra que eu não consiga subir lá de novo. Isso. Mano, eu nunca tinha visto esse avião, eu tô muito intrigado. Faz o menor sentido. Ué, não tem mais o... Ah, a escopeta deve estar lá dentro. Casinha. Ah, aqui tem um monte de bicho, agora eu lembro. Vai, filho, corre. Pula, amor, da minha vida.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
Esqueci. Ah.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Acho que eu vou agora. Ai.
Beware of Widowmakers.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Como que volta agora? Esqueci. Saber. Não, mentira. Onde que eu tenho que ir, hein? Tem que chutar esse aqui também? O que será que tem por ali? Foda-se, mas tô interessado. Deixa eu ver quantas páginas faltam. 2, 3. 2, né? Porque uma é aquela lá de trás. Olha o que tem por aqui. Me arrepender logo em seguida. Tem nada. Caralho, são dois. Pera aí. Sai fora. Ah, a bateria recupera, eu esqueci disso. É no 2 que recupera. Não regenera sozinho. Meu Deus, será que aqui vai ter bicho escondido?
Is a hazardous occupation.
Essa é a parte que eu saio correndo. Ai, meu filho, corre. Nossa, pra onde que eu tenho que ir, velho? Nossa. Favorite.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on. I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
É, essas partes fechadas em Alan Wake com essa lanterna super. Como que fala? A luz muito direcionada é muito Slenderman.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can
Oi,
create
Kenji.
it, shape
Não?
it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
Deus, velho, é horrível dirigir nesse jogo. Puta que pariu. Deixa eu ver aqui, hein? Oh, meu Deus do céu. Pior que deve ter coisa, deve ter página nesses caminhos que eu tô deixando pra trás. Nossa, que galera. Tchau, gente.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Eu faço, hein? Ah, eu tenho que atirar neles. Essa nem sei veio do nada. Mais estranho.
You can open the door now. They're gone.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Good girl.
É a música favorita.
Come here. Pretty please. Can you tell me where I am?
Esse capítulo, tipo, esse episódio, eu acho que ele é o piorzinho. Que é... Não sei. Na verdade, o que estraga é esse combate horroroso. Não sei que anotação que eu faço. Ó, anotações que eu fiz. As histórias secundárias são bem apresentadas. A história secundária, né, que é essa história do Danny lá na delegacia, que tipo, a mulher fala assim, ah, vai... Se você passar aí pelas celas, você sai lá fora, lá no comecinho. E aí ela fala, o fulano tá lá. E aí o outro puxa o assunto, assim, nossa, eu achei que ele tinha parado de beber. E ela fala assim, não, ele brigou muito feio com outro cara. E aí dá pra você ouvir o cara lá também, né, na cela. As partes de dia, elas são muito lineares, assim, só que as atuações são boas, então isso dá uma sustentada. O Alan narra no passado. Isso é uma coisa que eu não tinha reparado. E isso é interessante. De algum motivo, alguma maneira, eu não sei exatamente no que isso se encaixa. Tipo assim, você tá vivendo o negócio do presente, né? Obviamente, você tá jogando. Só que o Alan narra no passado e as páginas estão no passado. E aí no 2, tem uma parada do tempo lá. Tipo, tem uma coisa envolvendo viagem no tempo e meio que um loop. E eu não sei o que significa também. O Alan trata todas essas personagens femininas mal. Outra coisa que eu reparei, aquele sustinho que tem na janela é muito bom. E eles vão fazer mais vezes. E aquele lá que tem quando você passa no negócio do tronco lá. E você volta, tem aquele monte de gente também. Legal, devia ter mais. O Alan realmente ele reescreve a história toda da cidade. Tipo, na página que fala lá da Rose e do Rusty. Tipo, que ela gostava dele e tal. Só que ela, na verdade, tipo assim, o sonho dela mesmo é ficar com o Alan Wake. E aí, tipo, ele escreve isso pra ela ser a dependente dele, né? E no 2 isso aparece mais também. Combate bosta. Já falei isso várias vezes. E no final das contas é isso. O level design é interessante, mas a gameplay é uma merda. A gameplay não, tipo, a mecânica de tiro eu acho legal. Realmente gosto dela. E eu acho que ela encaixa, tipo, pra ser um jogo de terror, sabe? Só que ah, velho, esse monte de bicho spamando, eu ter bronquite. Muito ruim. Acho que, tipo assim, não precisava desse monte de bicho, sabe? Você podia deixar. Talvez podia ser até do mesmo jeito que é. Só que com menos bicho. E eles cortam a música no melhor momento, velho. Falta, sei lá, um minuto pra música acabar.
Alan Wake. Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer. Just follow me. It's not far. Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
É dessa do avião caindo, do navio, esse barco aí.
Listen, I got things to do. This place don't run itself.
Aqui parece um lugar legalzinho pra morar. Eu moraria aqui. Você moraria aqui?
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag. Comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Essa história do Thomas Zane é muito confusa no Alan Wake 2, porque, tipo, no Alan Wake 1 é só, tipo... Só não, né? Mas é... Ah, tem um paradoxo que veio antes ou depois. E aí...
Oh, give me a break, mister. Can we just get a move on?
Nossa, mas você é muito grosso. É... Nem lembro o que eu tava falando. É do Thomas Zane.
Well, mister,
É
this
isso aí.
here's Rose's trailer.
Eu tenho que jogar o Alan Wake 2 de novo, inclusive.
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore.
but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me
Alan
I can
Woke.
save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Essa parte que ele fala também, tá virando uma história de terror, é legal, porque, tipo, o segundo jogo é um jogo de terror. Tô reclamando que o jogo ele é de mistério, que ele não é tão de terror, que ele é mais ação, mas não. Também, eu falo assim, mas às vezes é planejado. Só que eles nem sabiam que eles iam conseguir fazer o Alan Wake 2. Na verdade, eu acho que, tipo assim, a ideia de fazer um jogo de terror, survival horror no segundo, veio depois. Jogaram isso aí e depois virou um jogo de terror. Ou não também, né? Vai saber que eles estavam planejando. Inclusive, você tem que jogar o jogo com os comentários dos desenvolvedores. Eu esqueci. Esqueci não, eu nunca joguei. Enfim. Ela tem um vaso no guarda-roupa. Caralho, porra é essa? Ah, tá. Olha o ursinho de pelúcia que tem lá no lugar que o cara trabalhava. Da guardinha florestal. Florestal.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today?
O 2 é bem legal. Eu tenho que jogar ele de
couldn't work up
novo.
much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you.
Eu joguei o 2, tipo, no GeForce Now. Por nuvem, ele tava
Barry was out
travando.
of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
Às vezes ele...
Deserve more money.
Ah, travava, caía muito a qualidade, ficava tudo só uns pixels assim na tela. Só que meu computador não roda, então não tem como eu jogar. Tipo, no computador mesmo. Só se eu comprar uma placa de vídeo, mas isso aí vai demorar.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find... Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. They'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station. A way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Caralho, aconteceu, sumiu, velho. Os visuais do jogo. Inclusive, eu ia falar um negócio que, tipo... Da história da Rose, porque fala, tipo...
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell.
Tem uma página também que fala um pouco do passado dela.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good.
Acho que é isso aí, que tipo assim, essa parte... life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. Assim, será que o pai dela era cuzão? Não sei. E aí depois aqui ele fala de novo.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still
Life have tried so hard to make her bitter. Enfim. Eu não lembro se no 2 fala mais disso. Antes bugou. Eu não lembro se aqui tem mais página também. Não vou ficar procurando não, tô com preguiça de ficar todo canto. Esse já tá bom? Baixei e nem joguei. Eu nem baixei, porque eu acho que... Eu acho não, na verdade eu tô com um pouco de medo, pra confessar. Na verdade, só que... Não sei se ele vai rodar no meu computador. Tem que testar. Mas parece bom. Eu queria jogar porque falaram que tem mais... acrescentaram alguns finais. E o... Que eles... Como é que fala? Eles... Surpreendem quem já jogou. Pensa tipo assim, nossa, vai... Você sabe o que vai acontecer. Aí tipo, não sabe não. Ele vai lá e brinca com isso.
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had argument with Danny. You know Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law. You know, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today. And now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting. Man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure that you will walk away? Why'd you love deception?
Acho que não vai ter mais nenhuma página, mas eu vou olhar só por... Só pra ter certeza. Cara, eu não aguento isso, que ele corre por 2 segundos e já cansa. Olha lá, já começa a respirar pesado assim, então, meu Deus.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Triple A!
Tá meio bugado essa parte.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Bem por aqui, será? Ah, fui pro caminho certo. Eu achava que o caminho certo era pra direita e eu vim pra...
There! We have the suspect in sight!
Ai. Pera aí, gente. Nossa, se eu morrer aqui vai ser muito broxante, velho.
God! Come on, guys! We need to head him off!
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Nunca tinha pegado essa página.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over.
You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale. I'm on my way. Out.
The suspect was last sighted running along the shores that leads westward from the trailer park. All units are advised that the suspect may be armed. Approach with caution. James out.
Search the area. Stay sharp. This way. Over here.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
That geek writer just took out my deputies? Are you kidding? I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket. Over.
He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
down. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Carai, não tem como nem ficar parado perto da... Cara, lá pra frente.
This is Jane. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here. Jane, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything.
I could see the lights of the radio station in the distance.
Sit down and give me that. Jane, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of old scotch about him, you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light. There was no power to the searchlight.
Instinct.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over. Come on, guys. Talk to me. Come in, please. Over.
on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Ai, que susto. Morre, capeta.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us? Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview. Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Pode destrancar a porta com o poder da mente.
Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa, everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Poxa, eu perdi todas as granadas que eu tinha. Isso aqui é bem Slenderman, meu.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Ah, gente, pelo amor de Deus, né? Só tinha uma flor. Bem, né? Fazer o quê? Ai! Nossa, velho, quanta gente. Nossa, pior que tem coisa aqui, ó. Vai, meu filho! Sempre é a esquiva desse jogo, velho. Ah!
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Agora sim, foi bem mais... bem menos ridículo. Só tem uma flashbang. Tudo bem, melhor que nada. Nossa, onde que eu fui parar? Ai! Nossa senhora. Espera aí, ué. Oxi. Eu achei que os caras não iam vir na luz, mas tudo bem. A gente dá licença. Não vou ficar esquentando a cabeça com isso aqui, não. Nem sei pra que lado que eu tenho que ir, velho. Tem que subir na casa? Não sei. Pra lá. Nossa, mas que caralho. Tudo isso pra pegar uma escopeta só. Eu, hein. Olha que tanto de gente, mano. Véi, é muito bicho. Puta que pariu. Acho que eu tenho que só vir aqui por cima mesmo. Vai, amigo. Vai, amigo. Sobe. Oh, meu Deus. E agora? Ah, tá aqui. Tem página aqui? Tem página aqui? Tem. Não. Tudo bem. Obrigado. Nossa, velho, muita gente.
Hello?
He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. He keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Ai, que susto. Cadê? Deixa eu anotar um negócio.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again. I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Ah, essa parte aqui é uma diversão que só.
darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Ai, velho, a parte mais legal desse jogo. Véi, é a primeira vez que eu passo essa parte no morro. Então acho que é mais fácil do que eu pensava.
Shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Não sei se é que ele tá falando do Hartman. Deve ser, né?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Eu vou ali pegar aquela porcaria daquela garrafa de café. E aí eu vou dar um tiro nisso aqui. Vim correndo pra cá. Mas cadê os bichos? Aqui, nada? Ah, tem uma televisão aqui, eu acho. Ué. Ah, porque aqui tá claro. Acho que o pessoal não vai vir aqui, não. Uai, a televisão não vai ligar, não? Esse barulho de gente correndo. Ô, velho, bugou. Acho que é esse aí. Bom, então.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Essa parte aqui é legal, hein? Nossa, sério. Ai! É tipo, agora o combate começa a ficar mais zoado, só que ele dá muito mais recurso também. Poxa, eu queria explorar atrás do negócio.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now.
Nossa, que música fora do tom, sei lá. Tipo,
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
tá no lugar certo. Quero ver aqui atrás.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity. Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Aí você vai virar e o carro, tipo assim, ele não tem a mínima resistência. Aí, tipo, você vira pouco, ele não vai nada. E se você, tipo, vira mais, ele vira tudo de uma vez. Aí, velho. Nossa senhora, que palhaçada. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa mais pra explorar aqui. Música terrível.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Será que por aqui é um caminho alternativo também, de onde eu vim? Tipo assim, eu vim dali de cima. Ou será que tem coisa extra? Vamos lá ver. Ah, tá, é caído. Onde tem porra, né? Ok, obrigado. Meu Deus, vai que carroça. Eu gosto que aqui o jogo vira GTA, porque dá pra você pegar vários carros. Só isso mesmo.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.